So you're gonna do fine. Okay. You were the first junior I've had on. How does that make you feel?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is pretty cool.
I thought you mostly interviewed juniors.
No, I wanted to. Like, I mean, I still, obviously you're here, so like, obviously I still do want to, but I haven't gotten around to it now.
Yeah.
And you're the fourth interview, but the third like official one, because the first interview I did, my mic goes off.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it was
remember
like,
you telling me about
yeah,
that.
40 minutes down the drain, unfortunately, but it's okay.
Who was it with?
Carly, she's a senior.
I think I know her. I mostly know faces. I don't know names at all.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's how with the juniors. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that must be really hard for you to like try to
Yeah.
connect.
Yeah, that's a big thing actually. That's a big thing. I can't seem to figure out a solution to this problem. But the seniors and juniors like have a really bad disconnect.
Last year?
It was like that. Well, it's like that this year as well. But last year, like a lot of the people, we just don't mesh together. Like, not mesh. That's the wrong word. We don't get to. I don't want to use the word mingle. We don't get to mingle with each other as much, you know what I mean? Like, so a lot of the seniors are like, oh yeah, those are the juniors. I don't talk to them. And it's just
Really?
like, yeah.
I didn't mean about it?
They're not mean about it. They act like kids. That's how they act.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, like the kids they are. But yeah, and I kind of get it, right? Like if you're not making an effort, then you're not going to make an effort. So.
I feel that's how most high schools are too.
Mm-hmm.
Like even regulars, it's like you really do just stick to your grade.
Yeah, definitely. But here it's like, why? Why would you?
Yeah.
You know, like this is the one time where you would be able to get to know other people. And it was. I mean, there was some people last year. I was pretty close to a lot of seniors last year, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty close with a lot of juniors this year. So, it's the want. It's definitely the want to want to do it. Anyway, who am I here with today?
I'm Ivy Hayes. I'm a junior. I'm from CCA originally. Gross.
CCAS, yeah.
But probably the best school I could come from out of all of them.
Yeah. See, I always ask with CCA. It's like, why would you leave that? Like, you're already at an elevated high school,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna come here. It's kind of like the answer I've received over and over again is that it's just different.
Yeah. Have you talked to other CCA kids?
I've talked to the CCA people before, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll give my reasoning. I used to talk people out of leaving CCA all the time. Like whenever I had friends or just people around me that'd be like, oh, I'm leaving. I'd be like, why would you do that? I would get so mad about it. I'd be like, especially because they were leaving for an even worse school, not something equal or better. Like they would be leaving for like Red Bank, you know? And it's just like, why?
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like, well, I don't know. It's just they never had a good reason either. Like they never put up a fight or ever told me why. They were just like, I don't care. And I was like, okay, you know, like that's fine. I guess it's the main thing is like I loved my art. I was an acting major.
Okay.
Yeah, acting major since 6th grade up until 10th. I loved it, but after a while, it just became a chore, and like it wasn't an art anymore. It was more of like a class, and I don't know. They put so much pressure on you because not only we became like the top 5 school, which is like the highest rating a school can get, which is great. It's just for test scores, to be honest, but it became more of an academic more than art.
Yeah.
And the expectations got higher and higher as you got older. And they would have these things called like juries at the very end of the year.
Okay.
I think that's what they were called. It's been so long. But each year it'd get more difficult. So like if you were a freshman, you could memorize like a monologue or two and like perform it as like your final act of the year. But as you got older, you had to do like 3 monologues, 4 monologues, 2 essays. And it's just like, besides all that, you had to balance your academic life that was also increasingly getting harder. And they weren't nice about it. Like they weren't like, you can do it, you got this. Instead, they were like, if you can't do it, why are you here? And like they just weren't nice. They weren't like confident about it. None of the teachers wanted to be there. You could tell because our principal was awful to them. Like they just put so much pressure. But anyway, I left because I guess I just really hated everything going on like in my personal life, and I needed something new.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a person who constantly needs change, so I came here.
I get that. No, I do get that. When I left Eastridge, that was it. I was like, I can't do another year here.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because that seems to be how you felt. But yeah, the whole jury thing, that sounds very like they were very tough
Yeah.
on you guys, which is kind of surprising because I feel like most schooling is like very laid back with like, yeah, just pass them through, yeah, whatever. You failed every class, fine, just move on to the next grade. We don't care.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I don't know. It's actually really interesting to me to hear that. Did some people like thrive in that kind of environment where they like it pushed them like being so hard on them kind of pushed them to be better, or did most people like they just couldn't handle it?
I think, well, mostly if you looked around, most people were smart. Most people did do well. Even if they did like hate themselves and hate everything around them, like you would look at their grades and go, oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like when you're in that environment, especially since middle school, going into high school, it's like you're so used to it that you just don't realize how awful it is for you. And it's just, I don't know, it's just you're conditioned to be fine with it. And I think for most people, they love their art so much that they would do anything to just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of art majors are at our school. Do you know much about like what arts we had there?
I don't know how, like hardly anything about CCA.
Okay. Well, you have to audition to get in. So I think I never even knew about grades. It's just like you're elementary going into middle school. Like you just gotta have decent grades.
Okay.
But you audition for your art, and if you're good at your art, you get in.
Okay.
But I think most people just stayed for their art because they gave a lot of opportunities for them. I'll give it that. Now, as an acting major, they didn't give us crap. They had their favorites. That was another problem. They favorited musical theater, dancers, and maybe instrumental. But like you could tell where the funding was going.
Yeah.
Because you would look at the musical theater shows and it'd be beautiful, the best costumes, the best backgrounds, amazing stuff. You'd look at theater and it'd be the crappiest costumes, barely any background. Like it's just like, it's such a massive difference. And then it wasn't fair.
Okay, yeah.
Where I was going with that, but...
I've talked, because I know it's an art school. And I've heard a lot of theater. My boss actually, he went to CCA when he was in high school.
Your boss? What's his name?
Antonio.
I've heard that name. I need a photo though, you know how I am.
Yeah,
I need a picture.
I'll have to. And he went, and he loved it. He loved his school. And I think he went for music, I think is what it was. He was music.
Instrumental major?
And he said like he when he talked about CCA, like his only good things. And I remember talking to him about like all your guys, your views on it, and he was like, "Oh, it must have changed," but I haven't really. I haven't heard a lot of good things because I feel like most people that I talk to, like you said with theater, like you can tell where the funding's going. So you guys kind of just get like left out to dry, you know, and it's interesting because it's like they have such a good thing going. It's like why are they doing it this way?
Yeah, I mean, I think the craziest thing that like I guess I've never really talked about with anyone because like I was so exhausted by then in 10th grade, but I had my final actual play show, like, with the whole cast and everything. That my final one, probably the best show I've ever been in there, Sense and Sensibility, if you've ever heard of that story. It's fine if not. It's an old one. But I played in that, but I had my final, like, acting performance, which is just, like, you do scenes. You know what a scene is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, like, a scene with a partner, and it's just one scene from a play back to back from different ones with different people. Like it'll be me and a partner. We do a scene, I get off stage, and then someone else and a partner comes on, does a different scene from a different story.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just different stories.
Okay, yeah.
But it had a theme. So like this was like dramatic. They were all dramatic.
Okay.
And those were fun. I loved those. And it was my last performance ever. And I actually like lost my mind. I think we had no promotion of it and none of us knew. So when we walked into the room, there were only 10 people.
Really?
Yeah.
And you were expecting like a full room?
Like 100.
Wow.
There should have been 100 people. And it was actually like insane. My last performance, no one was there, and it was just like, it wasn't that it was more about me, it was more just like, it's just none of this is worth it anymore. You know?
You felt like they didn't care.
Yeah. And like I knew my principal was in there, and I was just like you did this. You know what I mean? Like it was because of like you don't give us promotion, like look around. Like this is what happens. Like I don't know, like why are we even here? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really hurt my feelings that night.
Do you feel like do you feel like, because you were acting, right? So
Yeah.
you were acting. Do you still feel a passion in acting, or did that kind of kill that for you by the end?
I feel like, well, I think just recently I haven't sat down and thought about it, but acting's always been a part of my life. Like I've been acting since like a little kid. Yeah, it's always just been like a fun thing for me. But I think, yeah, 10th grade is like, I don't know, maybe even 9th grade, I started like leaning towards like, this isn't fun anymore, you know, like, it just started killing the passion for it. And it just wasn't, it was a competition. It wasn't just like authentic. It's still a part of me. I probably can't get rid of it.
Yeah,
you know,
I get that. Yeah,
I think I do miss it. I think if I ever go back, I won't do it like at a school. I'll do it at CTC, the theater building downtown, because it's authentic there.
Yeah.
You know, people only want to be there if they want to be there, and it's acting alone. There's nothing else going on. So I might go back to it, but I need to focus on my academics. That's another reason why I left, because I was really struggling and no one was helping, so I just left.
No, those are really, honestly, very valid reasons. Academics can take away, especially like in early school, it can take away from it. And I have to see some of your acting stuff, because now I'm curious. Like I can't picture it. A lot of people that like their majors and stuff, I can't picture
Really?
I can't picture them doing it, especially in this environment, because I don't see you in classes. I don't.
Yeah.
This is all I get to see of you. You know what I mean? So like I don't really know anything about you. But to hear you do acting it's like, huh. I would have never
weird.
guessed that. Yeah, it's like I would never guessed that. What do you want to do now? Like what are you doing here right now?
What am I doing here? I originally came like, okay, this was definitely like when I was scared I was even like not even gonna get on the first day. Like I don't know, I was so worried that like even though I got a yes, I wasn't actually in the program just yet. But this was a huge escape for me. Thank God I got in. If I didn't get into here, I probably would have gone online. But since I got in, I came in with the intent of like becoming a paralegal.
Okay.
It's kind of like a lawyer. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think my dad's always pushed me to become a lawyer, and I'm fine with it. Like I've always been like, that sounds like interesting to me. I'd be fine with it. But like now that I've been here and Miss Hayes has shown us more opportunities and like these aren't the only jobs out there. Really I'm just interested in anything. Like I guess what I want to do here is not only like actually like develop my brain because I feel like I've been like stunted for like years because of like my environments and my old school, because like I just wasn't developing. Like I was staying stagnant in the same environment, you know, and I needed something new, and like this was perfect. So my goal here is just like to really like develop like who I am, what I want to be, and also just get good grades.
Yeah, no.
Because I did not have good grades at my old school. Like I wasn't horrible, but
like a C student or like a C student or
yeah, C, B student, you know. Ugh. But I realized that I'm not stupid. It was just like I just wasn't trying, and the school didn't care.
Yeah, no, that is most of the biggest reason. A lot of the people I know, one of my greatest friends back in middle school, he was like the notorious dumb kid, and he was smarter than me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I had the same friend. He probably is like the grade wise the worst student there in my grade, and everyone knew that. And it's just like, and he wasn't stupid. Like, benchmarks.
Yeah.
We took an English benchmark, and I was confident in myself. And when grades came out, he got a way higher score than me, and he has all Fs. Like it's just like oh my God, it's just insane. And it's like his personality is so authentic though. He always has so much joy in him. He's just an odd character,
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll do well in life. He probably will.
Yeah.
He's like the lucky hand. It's like somehow you get away with everything and get what you want, but you kind of deserve it.
Honestly, it's funny. It feels like you're describing my friend as well. Like that's kind of evidence. Like those kind of people exist out there. That archetype.
It's cool.
It really is interesting. I think last time I heard from him, he was graduating early and going to like law or doing into law or something like that.
Holy really?
Yeah. He got like a full ride scholarship and everything. Like I think something probably clicked to him, and he started trying.
Yeah.
And when he started trying, he just took off.
So
yeah, and it's hilarious. It's so funny because I remember, I can remember his, I guess, more immature days, but
yeah,
because he's starting to take life seriously now.
Hopefully my friend does it. Oh my God, the school ended up giving him so many opportunities to like retry and like, hey, like here's a deal so you don't get kicked out. But he was just like, you know what? I'm just not gonna go anymore. And I was like, dude, no. And now I think he's at Red Bank, somewhere, but it was his fault. I remember it's like, I really cared about him, but I think when he could have fought against it, he had the opportunity to be like, no, I don't want to go to a different school. Like, I want to stay here. Like he had the biggest opportunity to fight against it, and he just didn't. And I don't know why I got so mad at him about it. I was just like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, not only are we here for you, like all your friends are here for you. Even the teachers started helping you. It's just like you had a lot of opportunities and you're just not doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like you might end up on the streets, man. And it's like you're really close. Like I just like you're either gonna really do well in life or do really bad. And you're on the tiptoe line, and it's like it's scary, Yeah,
it's hard to watch people like that, especially because I've been thinking of this quote a lot recently for like a lot of different reasons, and I don't it's kind of like one of those weird quotes, but you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. I don't really like that quote. I don't know why. I just don't really like it. But
I kind of like it.
I've been thinking about that quote a lot. I think I must have saw it in like a TikTok comment recently, and that's probably why I was like, dude, who is this like random guy who's just like, oh man, like this great wisdom, and he's just like probably the dumb video, but yeah, you can really like just watch people with like all this potential and stuff, but they're gonna do what they want, which to an extent I kind of respect it. Yeah. Like I think you should be able to do what you want, and I think because I don't mind watching somebody who could do great things make bad choices and hit rock bottom before they realize that they can do great things.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
And I think a lot of people try to prevent that. Like you try to tell them over and over again, like, don't leave the school. This is a really great opportunity, and he's gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
But if he does, and he does realize one day after all the unnecessary stuff he's put himself through, and he turns around, like that's what I love to see.
Hopefully, yeah. And I'm glad your friend turned out that way.
Yeah.
It's not that like I hold my friends up to high expectation. I don't do that at all. It's just like, I used to do work for him. I used to fake essays for him. Like I try to help him out, but I don't know. Hopefully he does do well. I think he will because he's got that personality. I remember I finally asked him, I was like, what do you want to do? And he finally gave me an answer. He said he wanted to have a food truck.
Really?
It's the only thing he ever told me.
Interesting.
And I was just like, yeah, well, guess what? You're going to need some A's for you to get a food truck, dude.
You need some A's for that.
I mean, like, he can find his way around. But like, the thing is, I agree with him. I think everyone wants to be that person. Yeah. Wants to, like, run away, not follow the rules, and do it yourself, Because you don't need all these things that people tell you need to have. And it's like, no, I don't. Yeah. I can get by without that.
I'm a big fan of non-traditional things. I think it's just fun to think about things in the non-normal way. Like just what if? What if this? And I think a lot of people get weird about that. Oh, they get so weird about that.
They freak out.
Anything that's not normal, people don't like it. And it's natural. But okay, here's a quote that I've been thinking about a lot lately, which is, you're always crazy until you're not. Meaning your ideas, if you have a new idea, everybody's gonna think you're crazy until they start to think how you think, right? Yeah. And then suddenly, you were ahead of your time, or whatever. Like think about all the great thinkers. Everybody thought they were crazy when they started out, and then
they only became great when they died.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of paired in with this other quote, which is a lot more sad, which is like justice takes time. Like think about all the people who had radical ideas at the time who were probably, hurt in some way or another physically. Maybe they were harassed online for their ideas. And then now years later, after all this pain's already been caused, everybody's like, oh yeah, we were wrong. It's like justice takes time. No matter how big or small, it takes time. Like you're going to get hurt before somebody stops it. And it's honestly an unfortunate truth, but that kind of goes along with the you're crazy until you're not. Like when you have ideas that people don't agree with, they're going to lash out until they realize that they shouldn't have, or that maybe your idea isn't so crazy, or whatever the case may be. But those go hand in hand. And I got a good example. I was this might be a little bit controversial, but it's nothing crazy. It's nothing crazy.
I like controversial things.
Yeah, it goes with it, right? Like you're always crazy until you're not. I was talking to my English professor. He's very talkable. You could talk to him about things. He's not like jump to conclusions kind of guy.
Good.
And I talked to him about for our essay project using AI to highlight parts of the paragraph that fit with the prompt, so that it wouldn't be making up its own things. It would just be like expediting the process of reading it. And he didn't even really give me an answer. Like I explained, basically I said, because the big worry with AI is that it's going to feed you misinformation. So take away its ability to make up things. Just have it feed you only things from the text itself. And he like disregarded that and was like, oh, well, you can't trust AI because it's going to make up its own thing. I just said,
he's not
like
listening.
he just didn't listen. And he was like, I strongly, I forget the word, or I strongly like not disencourage, that's not a word, but like,
I get what you mean.
yeah, like I strongly do not recommend that.
Yeah.
And I was like, in my head, I'm like, you're always crazy until you're not. So
Mr. Schober brought that up recently, and I agreed with him. It's just the same point. It's just like, just depends how you go about something. I think what kind of goes with that, it's a little going off the road, but it's like, not everyone is just one thing.
Yeah.
AI is not just one thing. It just depends like how you use it.
Yeah.
And that goes with everything. And I think recently this year, I've been trying, again, with me just trying to learn about being a person. I was like, I'm always learning something new. You're never done learning until you die, or I don't know what happens after you die, but but it's like if you think you're done learning, if you think you know something, you don't. Like that's just your number one mistake of going about anything. If you think you already know it, no, you don't. And that's how you fail. That's how you trip up. That's how you don't exceed. That's how you don't excel. It's like you think you already know it. And like you can get away with things, sure, but like it doesn't mean you're done with it.
Yeah, that's a really good way of thinking.
And that's how I try to go about everything, especially with people. I mean, people are probably the number one problem when it comes to anything. Relationships, the world, anything. It's just like, it's so complicated because most of the problems are just us trying to figure out how to deal with each other. And it's just like, how do you do that? Because it's like, when you deal with this type of person, but then it's like, but who is that person? It's like every person is different. And then like every situation is just different. And you can't put one label on a huge spectrum of things. It's just like, you can't. And it's like you're just trying to find a problem for an infinite, like with infinite answers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the other way around. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But
No,
I was trying to connect to what you were saying.
No, that's a really good point to make. A lot of my favorite quotes are kind of like that. You're always crazy until you're not. Where it's like it's always this until it's not. And,
Yeah.
and it honestly highlights that, like what you said about human thinking, where if you think you truly know something, you don't.
And you already messed up.
Yeah, like you talked about people, like you think you know somebody until you don't. Like
Yeah.
it's humans have this linear way of thinking where we just can't I'll explain it this way. We can talk about all this and like leave this room and it all goes out the window.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to remember all of, like the really good lessons and quotes that you've heard every time you interact with somebody. 9 times out of 10, it goes right out the window.
And that's the hardest part is remembering and acting on it.
Acting on it, yeah.
It's the hardest part.
We are so linear with how we do things, and it's kind of just because, like, if you think about all the great lessons you've learned your whole life, right, and how you throw that out the window when you do most things.
Yeah.
Now think about raising a human being.
Oh my God.
With those things in mind.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
And then
it
people
hardly
have
ever
kids
does.
all the time.
All the time, and they become like you. And if you don't think like if you don't think about all these like values and like how to treat people with respect, and like because there's so many things to it, and if you don't think about it all the time, all these great things that we talk about, if you don't think about it all the time and you don't instill that in your kid, he's not going to do it, and then he's going to grow up to be just like you, and then he's going to have his kid, and so like when you talk to people, we're just so linear, we don't think about all the things that we should.
It's how we're set up to be, you know.
It's so hard to break the cycle. And really, it's like you think you know somebody until you don't, or you think you know this until you don't. And it's just like, why can't we think about it before we do it?
Yeah.
You know, some people do. Like, and when you have that moment where you're like, man, I'm glad I stopped myself and I thought about this.
Especially in anger.
Oh, yeah, in anger, things like that. And like, we're so flawed. We're so flawed.
We are. I mean, we're born with narcissisty, and like we are all selfish. We're all born that way. We have to teach ourselves how to be kind and like understand each other. You know, I mean, we're animals.
Yeah.
And it's like, but most people stay that way. Most people stay an animal.
Think about all the effort you have to go through to break that.
Yeah.
You know, like it takes time, it takes effort, and most people don't do it at our age. They don't even do it when they're 5 years older.
They don't even think about it.
No, and I think an easy way to not solve this problem, but like think about all the people that could need therapy.
Everyone does.
And it's like one of those things where it's like at this point everybody does, and there's unfortunately a big stigma around it, especially for men who feel like, oh, I don't need therapy, and it's like, I'm not saying you need therapy, but you really should just sit down and be honest with yourself. I think a lot of this stems from people not being honest with themselves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad things that we think and do all the time, and people will do anything if they can justify it. And so instead of searching to like right or wrong and like admitting you're wrong, you search to justify it. Yeah. And it's like it's easier to go I'm right than to say I'm wrong. So make the wrong right. Like that's how our brains work. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And eventually, like, because we all know that person that cannot take responsibility for anything. Yeah. It's always somebody else's fault. And it's like,
it's crazy.
Like eventually they're gonna run into a dead end where they have nobody else to blame but themselves.
Yes, because then they'll be alone. I think I recently, at the beginning of this year, I guess another thing is like there's no rules on right or wrong, because we made up what's right or wrong.
Yeah, we made this up.
But anyway, I was just saying that I kind of messed up at the beginning of the year because if someone was hanging around, and this person has hurt a lot of other people that's been in my life that I really care about, you know, and I guess most people that knew I was hanging around this person that they've hurt, they thought, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing, like you know what I mean, like she's being selfish, like she doesn't think she's wrong for doing that. But in reality, I knew what I was doing. You know, I knew I was hanging around this person, but I kind of liked this person. You know, I liked being around this person. I don't know, you know, like what they've done. Like I knew they hurt who I love, but like it never got brought up how or why. And even then, it was just like I know I was in the wrong for doing it though, you know. And when the conversation got brought up with the friends that, you know, I usually hang around and care about, you know, they were like, that really hurt me. And instead of, I mean, I kind of wanted to get defensive. I wanted to be like, well, you don't know who this person is now. Like, things have changed. Like, that was years ago. But, you know, that would be wrong of me. You know, it's just like, so I sat myself down and I told them the truth. I was like, you know what? Like, I am being selfish. You know, like, that was wrong of me. But I think the part is that I'm not going to stop being around this person.
Yeah.
And I still love you, but I guess really it's up to you. And it's like, do you still want to be around me? Like, you know what I mean? That's your boundary to set now, because I know what I'm doing and I don't want to hurt you or this other person. I'm not trying to be around this person to hurt you, but it's really just up to you now, you know? And I'm not trying to be like, oh, wow, I'm a great person because I know if I've done something wrong. But it's really just like that moment specifically, it's like really showed me how complicated human relationships and like how people connect to each other is just so vast and like insane.
Absolutely. That's a great example. That story is very, Very relevant. Oh my God, it's so
Really?
relevant. And yeah, it's very, very relevant.
Also, it's probably a little confusing because I didn't have names or.
No, you would not believe how much I can understand that story.
Really?
You would not believe, yeah. You would not believe. And that's really great that you were able to do that because, like we said, it's so hard to think about these things in the moment, you know? Like, that took effort for you to be like, let me not go down this pathway and let me stop and take responsibility and like, you know, like it doesn't come naturally.
So at first I was like, let me just hide it. Let me just pretend.
The first thing you think is not to do that. It does not come naturally. It takes effort. And a lot of people just don't. They just let it pass by.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you make it worse. Like I do it I make mistakes all the time. I made mistakes yesterday with how I talk to people. And I have to stop and be like, why did I even say that? Why did I say that? Why did I just shouldn't have, I shouldn't have. And then I had to go back and be like, no, you're right. I was wrong. Like I can take responsibility for my actions. I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to just not, like you just have to get into a habit of doing it,
I guess my thing is like, I can always go back and talk to someone, but the hardest thing to do is when they don't want to talk. They don't ever want to talk. And it's like, then how are we ever gonna, it's not even that we need a solution. How are we ever gonna come to a conclusion? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if the problem's solved. It's really just like, we just need to talk. You know what I mean? We need to figure it out, whether it's just closure or whether we actually solved it. It's just like, we need something, but like, it's insane to me when someone doesn't want to say anything. Yeah. And it's like, especially when I made the effort to reach out and ask you and like, take you to a place you want to go and make sure, we're all good and safe. And it's just like, they just don't want to. Yeah. That's insane. And yet they're still mad. And it's like, how do you expect your anger or your problem to change if you don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's rough. It's definitely rough. That leading me to ask you though, what's the toughest conversation you've ever had to have?
Oof. Did you have that one memorized?
I did. You reminded me of it. It wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, you kind of brought it up. So.
Toughest conversation? I don't know. I mean, you'd have to really dig in my brain.
With these kinds of questions, like, you're never gonna say you're number one.
Yeah.
You keep that close, and I don't expect that. So, like, if you're thinking like, oh man, I don't know, it's like.
I'll just bring up a hard one.
Yeah, it really just means like a hard one. Some people do have a toughest conversation, and they don't mind sharing it, but.
Yeah.
Most people kind of keep that.
Oh, I'm trying to. Hold on. I don't know the toughest conversation. I just know situations that have been hard. Yeah. Do
you want to share that?
Let me think. I think I just have one that I have a situation that's hurt my feelings that I've never had resolved. Would that be a good one?
Yeah.
Okay. One time. I had these two really close friends of mine, right? Two girlfriends, and some stuff that really hurt my feelings, or just something really bad happened, And I really needed to tell someone. It was something I did not want to tell my parents, and it's just awkward, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to tell my parents. I hated my therapist at the time. It's probably because my therapist was a psychiatrist. Never have a psychiatrist as a therapist, just saying. Okay. Never. They're not a therapist.
Why not?
They're there to sign you medicine. They aren't licensed to work through emotions and feelings. Their number one job is to make sure that you're not gonna die. Okay. That you stay alive, And that's not a therapist.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know. Oh my God, thank God I left him.
Interesting.
It's more of a life coach,
Oh, life coach. Okay.
Yeah, he sucked. He was just oh, maybe don't do that. And I was like,
wow. Oh, great idea, man. Thanks.
I was just oh my God, really?
So this is what I pay you for.
No, literally, he's like, yeah, just don't be sad. And I was like, oh my God, that's a great idea. But anyway, hated him, didn't want to tell my parents. So I was like, let me go tell my best friends, And when I told them, the most insane thing happened, which was there was just nothing. There's no reaction. There was no it's not even that I needed a big reaction. It's more just I needed someone to be there for me, and listen to the conversation. But not only did they barely listen, it's they didn't care. Mm-hmm. And so I had to step back and I just thought in my brain, I was like, wait, is this topic, like, is this like event not even that big of a deal? So I was like, so I had to rethink. I was like, you know, is what happened not that big of a deal? You know, so I was rethinking, and like I was just kind of like, so I brought it back up, and I was just like, hey, like I just kind of wanted to like, you know, I'm just kind of weirded out by the situation, and it's like I just felt crazy. I was like, why don't they care? You know, it's like it's not even that I needed them to tell me like that it was crazy. It was more just like, you know, I just needed someone, like a friend. You get what I mean? And like I felt like I was losing my mind. You know what I mean? I was just like, what's happening? Because I have sat down and listened to them ramble about their like, excuse me, with dumbass relationship problems over and over again. And it's just like, I don't mind it because I'm your friend. You know, I'm going to listen to anything you're going to say, whether it's good or bad or crazy, you know. I'm going to have to be there for you. And it's just like, I've never complained. I've always listened. I've always like, you know, given insight when they wanted it over the dumbest things. But like when I brought up something that I thought that was like, kind of like, you know, I needed someone, they didn't care.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest realization for me was that like, I don't think they were real, you know? Like I just like, for years, and it's just, it was a crazy realization for me to realize that like, maybe the friends I have are kind of selfish.
Yeah.
You know? I've been selfish at times, you know what I mean? I've told them that. I've been like, hey, remember this period of time? Like, I was an asshole.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, we recover, but it's like, anytime I try to bring up something like that hurt my feelings that they did, or a situation where I needed them, they were never there. You know what I mean? It's the craziest realization for me. So that happened last summer.
That, now now you're bringing up more questions. That's,
you can ask me more.
Yeah, because like, well, I almost feel like that may have been the answer, but that's a really good realization point, like you said about how it made you kind of open up your eyes.
Yeah.
I talk a lot about the point of childhood being like when you kind of exit your childhood.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit off topic, but it reminded me of what you said when you're talking about the realization point. I think of childhood as like, it's like kind of like this veil, you know, like when you think about childhood, like you don't realize a lot of things that are actually happening. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things going on around you, but usually your parents try to hide it from you or whatever, and you don't really realize what's actually happening. And when the veil is kind of shattered is when when your childhood's done, because you can't go back.
No.
You know, once it's lifted, it's gone. And so I think a lot of your childhood is your parents trying to keep it intact.
Yeah.
And as soon as it's broken, that's when it's over. And so kind of in a similar way where like when you have your friends, like you have this veil, right? And like, okay, these are my friends. These are my greatest friends of all time.
And it's like,
and then
boom.
as soon as it shatters, you can't go back.
No.
So that was that kind of like your realization point. And it's leading me into my next question, which is, what's the biggest pivot point in your life?
As of now, there's probably gonna be bigger ones later, but biggest pivot point, I would honestly say 10th grade.
Yeah.
That was probably like, not to be dramatic, but like the worst year of my life. Oh my God, it was so awful. And again, it's like, anytime I try to reach out for help, like no one gave a you know? And it's like, it was like, it's just a year that like, I just went quiet, you know?
Yeah.
Like I just stopped being me. Every day I was angry. Every day I was sad. I wanted everyone to like, just leave me alone. And it's, I don't know. And it's like, I would look back at like 9th grade me and like younger me. And it's like, I begged and pleaded to like go back. You know what I mean? It's like, cause the person I was in 9th grade, it's on top of the world.
Yeah.
Like I was loud. I was happy. I was just like, I was making great grades, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, then I would think back to, you know, younger childhood,
Yeah.
like where everything that you had that veil over you.
Yeah.
Everything was great. Yeah. Even if bad things were happening, it's just like, you didn't really care, you know? You're just like, whatever, I'll just go hang out with my friends, you know? But yeah, 10th grade, I just trying to think about it. It's so awful. And it's like, I remember the whole year I was just like, yeah, no one gave a fuck. And like none of the teachers wanted to be there. I didn't want to be there. Just everything sucked, you know? And I guess it's like, I needed to like run away from it, and I didn't know how. You know, I probably found the worst solutions to run away with, but like I didn't do them. You know, it's just like, what else can I do? So what I did instead was I tried to run away from my school, right? So I tried signing up for collegiate. I signed up for a year and got in, thankfully. But the only way I found out was through a friend that goes here now. And I remember the day we were sitting in math class and like everything was crap, you know. And I remember she starts freaking out, and so I look over and I'm like, you know what? And she tells me she got in, and I was like, got into what? I guess she told me all year, but you know, I wasn't listening. Yeah. But she got in, and the next day I signed up for here, and I think that was my pivotal point. It was,
really?
Yeah.
So was coming here?
Yes.
Really? You know, it's not the first time I've actually heard that answer.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is a common answer because, like, I don't know. I know I repeat myself a lot. I guess I haven't thought about it. But yeah, 10th grade. At first, when I began 10th grade, I tried being the best person I was, but I knew after that summer that like I've changed so much that like I didn't know who I was anymore.
Yeah.
And it was that was my turning point. Was realizing like I'm not the person I was, and I don't know who I am anymore. And so I just gave up on everything.
Yeah.
I even got a boyfriend that year. It was my first boyfriend ever, and I gave up on it.
How'd that go?
Oh my God! Most people hate on him. I hate on him, but not anymore. It lasted 2 months. It was great, but I was just doing so awful mentally that try to guess when I broke up with him. Try to guess. You're not gonna guess.
Like when or?
Yeah.
I mean, like.
It was a holiday.
Oh, like.
I was evil.
I don't know.
Back then.
There's a lot of holidays.
All right. Well, it wasn't okay. It was on Valentine's Day.
Oh, so like the worst one.
Yeah, the worst one.
Did you plan it on Valentine's Day?
I didn't mean to.
Didn't mean to.
But on the week of Valentine's Day, I was like, I gotta break it off. It was just, I don't know. I hated everything, and I didn't want to. I remember I told him this too. I broke up with him in person. Here's one thing: I can do something awful, but I'll at least give it some like, what's the word? Respect.
Okay.
Like, so I broke up with him in person. I wrote him a letter, read it out loud to him. You know, like I'm never going to be the person to break up with you over text.
Interesting. Okay, yeah.
So like, I'll do something awful, but at least I'll do it like.
Better than the alternative.
Yeah. He knew it was coming too. It was a sad day. Even it was raining. It was freezing.
Okay.
We were outside in the cold, and it was like the worst day ever. But yeah, I broke up with him, but I told him that the reason why I'm breaking up with him was because it was such a perfect thing that I didn't like, that I couldn't handle it. Because he was such a perfect guy that I was just like, I can't handle this right now. Like
it's not very, I can't speak.
Okay.
That's not that uncommon either.
I just told him, I was like, you need to find someone who can like handle something right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Handled it great. Well, he didn't handle everything great afterwards, but he's doing fine now. But anyway, 10th grade was my turning point. I'm doing much better in 11th, and now that I'm in 11th grade, I think now when old problems start coming up for me, you know what I mean? Like old, like coping things that everyone usually does, like now I can deal with it better. Now I can be like, hey, let's not do that.
That's good.
That's
really good, yeah.
And find new things, like going to the gym.
So you're definitely developing then as a person, absolutely. And I guess coming here has been a whole new page for you.
Yeah, sorry, I ramble a lot.
So. No, that's what it's for. That's what this is for. Man, so yeah, you had a lot of character development then, huh? Yeah,
and I'm still going. It's definitely not over.
Yeah. What do you want for a future you?
Future me? That's a good question. Bright. I want everything to be bright.
Bright.
Yeah. I want to be just nice, peaceful. Future me, it'd be great, like a great vision for me to like lay out. Definitely want an animal.
Okay.
You know.
What kind of animal?
Oh, it's a good one. I actually love talking about the future in a good light.
Yeah, good.
Because I just to
I,
imagine.
the future in a bad light.
It's something we all
question.
fall
That's
to.
another question that's in its own right. But yeah.
No, I want to hear yours next. But what I want my future to look like, it'd be great to have like a partner in the future, but like I don't need it. You know, like if I'm single, it's fine. I want to have a good job that like is not insane and crippling for me, but like honestly, I just want to work from home. I want to work on a computer to work, just like Blue Sky, what they said.
Yeah.
You can take it anywhere with you. You can just do work from like whenever and then close it and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. I want to have my own place, all to myself. I want to have like everything that I want in there, like, you know, just items that like really make me happy. You know, I want it to smell great, look great. I want to have plants.
Plants, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, I just want it to be like just my own place. And I don't have to worry about anything when I'm there, you know?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, animal-wise, a cat, of course. I love cats,
You're a
but
cat person?
I've realized over time though, like I do kind of like dogs.
Okay.
Like I have a dog, but
you have
like
a dog, okay, yeah.
it's just like, I don't know, I love, okay, this is kind of narcissistic, but like having an animal that like loves you that much, it's just crazy to me. And it's like, kind of want it.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Have you ever seen those like really cute pit bulls that like just like?
I've had mostly pit bulls my whole life.
I love pit
They're
bulls.
so adorable, yeah.
Like I just like, you only see violent ones that are.
They get such a bad reputation.
It's only because they're in horrible environments.
Yeah.
Like when they're put outside in the yard and never ever taken care of or like given love. Those are the ones that people think, oh, they're violent. Well, yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, and they get like, unfortunately, they get the cover page.
Exactly.
But I've had two pit bulls and they're the most like loving dogs. Like
Stupid.
literally, I miss my dogs so much. Yeah, we had to get rid of them unfortunately.
You
When
serious?
we moved, yeah, we had to get rid of them. I miss my dogs so much.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. But yeah, the bad environment, the bad homes, like they get the cover page, but that's
Right.
not how they are. Like you could do that with any dog.
Exactly.
That's how dogs are, not pit bulls.
Exactly.
So
And they're animals.
yes, they're animals.
My grandma, she has two pit bulls, but they're both kind of like different. Like they're both like, you know, you can tell they're different breeds,
Yeah.
but they're the same. But they're both fat and like I just call them sharks because they just kind of circle around you. Like they're massive. They're just
Yeah.
fat and lazy,
Yeah.
and like that's all they are. And they just want love. Like they will.
They just want love. Yeah.
Literally, like I will sit down on the couch and I'll just boom, boom, boom. They're walking up to you and they jump on you and just right on your lap.
Yep.
And like they don't care. Like they're just dogs, you know. But yeah, I think I might get a pit bull one day.
Yeah.
Pit bull and a cat.
Pit bull and a cat. That sounds good. I was gonna ask, are you? Well, I guess you would. Best case scenario, you'd want a house, right? You want to own your own house.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I guess some people don't want that, but I assume most people want like they own their own house.
Yeah.
So
What kind of house?
I guess I was gonna say more like big house or small house.
A house that fits me. You know what I mean? Because okay, well here's the thing: is I've always said if I ever get a bunch of money, I am not buying a big house because that is just a waste of money.
Waste of money, yeah.
So I will just buy a house like that's small, but like that fits me perfectly. Fits me and like whoever I'm living with. You
Yeah.
know, I don't want it to be like too small to where everything's cluttered. But I want. I'm trying to think. Okay, I think a big dream of mine that I've always kept in my back pocket is like I used to live in St. Elmo. Do you know that area of downtown? Mm-hmm. Well, St. Elmo, it's like they have all these old houses. Most people redo the inside, but try to keep like the old look of it. But I've always wanted to relive there.
Really?
Like, I guess not. I don't have to live in that location, but the houses themselves, I want to relive in so bad. They're perfect. They're not. Some of them are huge, but like, they're just great. Yeah, I want a small house that's like, I don't care if there's a second story.
It's like on the smaller side.
Smaller side, yeah. We'll just go with that.
No, I agree with that actually, definitely. My house is very small right now, but it also like you said, it fits me. You know, like I don't need anything else, honestly. I don't need
Right.
any more. And also, I feel like you can. This is like a very specific example, but I feel like you can decorate a room better the smaller it is.
Exactly.
A bigger room, like what are you gonna do with all the space? And I know some people with some pretty big rooms, and it's like they just look empty. You know, I mean not empty, but a smaller room, like you can make it more personalized. It can be very you.
I have probably a huge room for a bedroom. Mm-hmm. I have a pretty big room, but like
bigger than this
room? Probably the same square footage.
Okay.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
But it's built differently.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe a bit, I can't tell. But yeah, probably this big. Maybe a little bigger, I can't tell. But it's huge.
Okay.
But literally from the ceiling to the floors, it's decorated.
Really?
Yeah, like I have that, like if I move out, like I can use that.
How long have you lived there?
Since I was, I don't know, 8 maybe.
Okay, 8, yeah. 9? So it's like your childhood bedroom.
It is,
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So I've had it for a while. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it's been in so many different states. Like one thing I miss about myself is my obsessions. I used to obsess over decorating or rearranging my room. I loved, like, just like kid things. I loved a certain TV show. I loved a certain video game. And it's like, I guess the turning point, 10th grade, or, a little beforehand too, it's like, they were all gone.
Yeah.
All my interest in everything, art, like just everything just went away.
I can definitely agree with that. And I'm really happy you said that because I haven't thought about that.
What do you mean?
Like I hadn't thought about like once you reach a certain age, I can't English.
It's okay.
Once you reach a certain age, a lot of your interest when you were a kid just goes away.
And it's like, no, I want it back.
Yeah.
Like,
and I have not sat down and thought about that.
I haven't.
I haven't. And so yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
You should think about it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, it's probably the saddest thing to me. It's like nostalgia to the max, It's like, and I try to recreate, but it just never hits the same. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's fine. I don't have to like the same things, but like, I want something new for me to obsess over. But like, I think I do have them, but they're just over like the most boring and stupidest things in the world. Like drama or like, you know what I mean? It's just like boring things that aren't fun.
Not fulfilling like it used to be.
No.
Things, yeah.
And hopefully they'll come back. I think that's why like I keep saying like I want my future to be bright. It's like things that are good for me will come back.